Instead of using tiles or applying putty, more and more homeowners are choosing stone carpet for their stairs. This is a newly developed product that combines natural quartz granules with an epoxy resin. There's no need for mixing or pouring on-site, just open the bucket and it's ready to apply. It can be spread directly over almost any surface, including cement, tiles, marble, or plywood. It's also perfect for refreshing old staircases, as it can be applied right over the existing material. If you're worried about the stone having gaps that could collect dust and make cleaning difficult, you don't need to be. After installation, a protective top coat can be applied, making the surface waterproof, slip-resistant, and easy to clean. This guy's creativity is amazing. He was given a challenge by his boss who wanted to test his skills with a difficult task. The job was to perfectly join two solid wood lines of different widths, 12 centimeters and 10 centimeters, at an angle. Most people would struggle, but he approached it with confidence. He started by drawing extension lines from the edges of each wood piece to create intersection points at the corner. Then, he placed the wider 12-centimeter wood at these points, marked the area that needed to be cut, and did the same for the 10-centimeter piece. After cutting, the two pieces fit together nicely at the angle. But when viewed from the side, the joint wasn't perfect. It was slightly misaligned. The real challenge started here. He made additional adjustments, drawing a new set of lines and carefully marking the areas that needed further trimming. He cut and adjusted the pieces again, using precise measurements and techniques. Finally, when the two pieces were joined, they fit perfectly from every angle. What do you think of this creation? This is Pakistan, where locals are climbing trees, not to pick coconuts as you might think, but to harvest dates. These trees, known as date palms, look quite similar to coconut trees. They are tall, straight-trunked trees that can grow over 20 meters high. In Pakistan, date palms are an important economic crop, and their fruit, dates, are highly popular among locals. The harvest season usually falls between July and September, when the dates are fully ripe and have a naturally sweet taste. To collect the fruit, locals tie themselves to the tree with a rope and climb up to pick the dates. Freshly harvested dates can be eaten right away, but for long-term preservation, they are often briefly boiled before being dried under the sun. This process not only extends their shelf life, but also enhances their taste and texture. Have you ever seen a poultry farm built over water? Chickens on top laying eggs, fish below feeding? This is exactly how a private farm in Thailand operates. The farm raises a total of 5,000 laying hens, while the water below is home to tilapia, crucian carp, and common carp. This setup functions as an open-air farm, which works well given Thailand's warm climate. With year-round temperatures rarely dropping below 65 degrees Fahrenheit, there's no risk of the chickens being affected by cold weather. What makes this model even more efficient is its waste recycling system. Any spilled feed, along with chicken droppings, falls into the water, providing nutrients for the fish. This minimizes waste and enhances sustainability. This type of integrated aquaculture and poultry farming optimizes resource use. What do you think of it? This is Brazil. You might find it hard to believe, but what they're harvesting is sugarcane. It looks all blackened, but that's because local farms carry out pre-harvest burning to remove the leaves. This makes the work much easier for the laborers. If the sugarcane still had all its leaves, cutting it would be much more difficult, and processing it later would be even more of a hassle. These sugar canes are mainly used for sugar production. Before processing, they go through multiple rounds of cleaning. Brazil is the world's largest sugarcane producer and a leading sugar exporter. Using this traditional farming method helps keep costs lower and profits higher. After all, these sugar canes are meant for sugar extraction, not for direct consumption, so there's no need for overly high standards. In Vietnam, locals cut clay into neat slabs, creating an oddly satisfying visual effect. But this process isn't just for relaxation. It's part of making traditional curved tiles. The clay comes from deep underground, where it is excavated, dried, and crushed into fine particles. Large impurities must be removed, so the clay is carefully mixed with other soil types to enhance its workability. The reason for cutting it into layers is to inspect and eliminate unwanted materials, ensuring the final product is flawless. Once the clay is shaped into compact blocks, a thin layer is sliced off the top, creating an almost mesmerizing effect. Each slice is wrapped around a mold and smoothed out, forming the raw tile shape. After removing it from the mold and drying it, a simple break transforms a circular clay slab into 4 curved tiles. Once dry, the tiles undergo high-temperature firing for 7 days and nights, completing the transformation into durable roofing material. You might be amazed at the scale of this brick factory. It produces up to 100,000 bricks daily. What's remarkable is that the bricks produced using advanced automation are of significantly higher quality. At first glance, you might mistake them for polished stone or metal. Unlike traditional handmade bricks, these machine-pressed clay bricks feature a smooth, glossy surface due to the immense pressure applied during production. Their uniform shape and superior durability far exceed what handmade methods can achieve. Additionally, these bricks are designed with an internal honeycomb structure, which reduces their weight while enhancing thermal insulation and soundproofing. Building homes with these precise, uniform bricks not only conserves mortar but also contributes to the clean, polished aesthetic of many modern homes. In Indonesia, workers are opening the sluice gate to release coconuts. This method of using water channels to transport coconuts is very common in Indonesian coconut plantations. The volume of coconuts transported in one go can be equivalent to what a large truck can carry. Compared to using vehicles, transporting coconuts via water is significantly more efficient and convenient. First, workers climb the trees to harvest the coconuts. Once a sufficient number of coconuts have been collected, they are placed into water channels, where the current carries them to a designated location. Next, workers retrieve the coconuts from the water one by one and bring them to shore. Since the coconuts cannot stay in water for too long, the workers move quickly and efficiently. Afterward, the thick outer husks of the coconuts are manually removed using a locally made coconut husking tool. Skilled workers can husk 400 to 500 coconuts in a day. Have you ever seen this kind of fruit? When burned, it turns pitch black, and many people might not recognize what it is. Although its exterior gets charred during the process, take a closer look when you press it out. This is actually the fruit of the sugar palm tree, commonly known as sugar palm seeds. But why burn it in fire and let it turn completely black? The reason is that the fruit contains a high concentration of calcium oxalate crystals, which can be irritating if they come into contact with your skin. They can cause itching. To remove these harmful compounds, the fruit needs to be subjected to high heat. Boiling it in water works too. After heat treatment, the fruit's top is removed, and the kernel inside is squeezed out using a stick. This white, gelatinous kernel is edible, soft, chewy, and slightly sweet. Because of its texture and flavor, it's often used as an ingredient in desserts. Building houses has reached a whole new level of modernization. There's no need to lay bricks on site, no plastering, no carpenters, no masons, and no reliance on traditional bricks or concrete. The entire process is so efficient that the house can be completed in just 15 days. You might be wondering, what kind of construction is this? How does it even work? This is what's known as a modular house. Every part of the structure is prefabricated in a factory. These components are then transported to the construction site, where they're assembled piece by piece, much like building with blocks. Once finished, the house offers numerous benefits. It's lightweight yet incredibly strong, designed to withstand earthquakes, and provides excellent insulation for energy efficiency. On top of that, the steel framework can be reused or sold later, adding even more value. The worker's movements were incredibly skilled. With just a light tap, she handled the thick stone like she was slicing tofu. The stone didn't break. Instead, it was perfectly cut into even pieces. Her eyes, sharp as a pair of precise calipers, made sure each strike was spot on. You can't help but be impressed by her craftsmanship.